Hello, good people. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Shaunavon. Welcome, 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 everyone. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so right now. Just hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Please like and share the videos. Please share them, bring other people to the page. I am so happy that you all are here. Um, I wanted to also talk about, I discussed, and please watch that video about the execution of Alex Preddy that we saw today. But I also wanted to talk about the five or so children that were, in my opinion, abducted in Minnesota this past week as well. So in Minnesota, I don't know why. I don't know why ICE folks have gone back to targeting children, but apparently they have. Apparently they have. Now, if you remember, in the first administration under the felon, there was family separation. Hopefully y'all remember that. Hopefully you remember that those images and those videos of children in cages. I also want to bring to your attention that during that time, Jeffrey Epstein was still alive. And when the family separation was ended, just shy of 1,000 children had still not been reunited with their families. Do with that information what you will. Epstein did not pass away until 2019. He was not unalived until 2019. He was invited to the White House in 2017. Check the Epstein documents that have been released. And child separation was happening during the felon's first administration. So my question to you is, did the Epstein operation ever end? Because now we are seeing them target children again. I watched a video this week, well, two videos. One was a young teen. She was driving herself and her brother to school. The ICE folks rammed her vehicle so she would stop, and they took custody of both of those teenagers. Whereabouts, unknown. Unknown to me at this moment. I haven't heard any other discussion about those two teens, a brother and a sister, whereabouts unknown. 5-year-old little Liam, I'm quite sure you saw 5-year-old little Liam with the little blue bunny hat on. He was sent to Texas. He was detained and sent to Texas with his father. But prior to doing that, the ICE folks tried to use little Liam to lure his mother out of the home. Now, let me tell you what else happened, because I watched the superintendent of the school. She has done an interview. Not only was there another relative at the home who said, let me take Liam. I will keep him. I will make sure he gets to his parent, his other parent. They would not release Liam to this individual. When the superintendent arrived on the scene, she said, listen, let me take custody of the student. I will go back to the records that we have at his school and make sure that we reach out to his emergency contact the parents have provided and get him to that individual. The ICE folks declined to release Liam to the school superintendent. So this whole notion that they're trying to, again, gaslight us with, lie about, and float out there that the dad took off, left the child in the car to basically abandon him. And then out of the kindness of their icy hearts, they picked up little Liam And they held Liam in their custody because the dad was being negligent. No, that is not the case. The dad did get out of the car because he was trying to warn the mother not to come out. Because why the hell should both of us be in custody? One of us got to be out here for our son. But they didn't leave Liam. They took him and sent him to Texas with his father. And then here on Friday, the most recent child was only 2 years old, a 2-year-old little girl in a pink little jacket. I also saw a video of them chasing a preteen. He looked to be about anywhere from 10 to 12, I say 13 max, years of age, chasing him through the snow, throwing him to the ground. And the poor little child just gave up. Just gave up. Whereabouts? Unknown. They have taken children off of school buses this past week in Minnesota. Children in classrooms have watched their classmates get snatched out of their homes via Zoom by the icy folks just this week. Whereabouts? Unknown. So I ask you again, did the Epstein operation ever end? Where are these children? Where are these taken? Because with the exception of Liam and this 2-year-old, the 2-year-old was sent to Texas with one of the parents, I believe the mother. Where are these other children? And then we don't know when they arrive at these detention centers, are they just separating them behind the scenes? So we're not outraged about that again, so they can get away with it again? It's Stephen Miller's plan. It was his plan then, it's his plan now. Why should we think any different? The only difference right now, to our knowledge, is that Epstein is not alive. But this, to me, is starting to feel like state-sanctioned child trafficking. State-sanctioned child trafficking. Where are these children? Why are you not leaving the children? They could have very easily have left Liam with the person that was at the home or the superintendent of the school, but they refused to do so. State sanctioned and funded child trafficking. That's what I believe this to be. So understand, like I said previously, as long as these things go unchecked, they will continue and they will escalate as long as these things remain unchecked. So more children are going to come up missing. There will be more Alexes, there will be more Renees. As long as this continues to go unchecked. And that check is not coming from Congress. That check is definitely not going to come from this administration or the DOJ. Just recently, here today, because of the execution of Alex Preddy, the mayor of Minneapolis and Governor Walz finally called for the National Guard. But here's what I think. I think the only check that is going to have any change on this administration and these masked goons running around in our streets is going to be us. It's going to be the people. Did you see that protest in Minneapolis, I'm sorry, in Minnesota, period. But just in Minneapolis, did you see how many people they shut that whole city down? No one was working, no one was shopping, no one was in school. They were all took to the streets. And part of me believes, I meant to say this in the other video, part of me believes that what we saw happen with Alex, remember I told you, I feel like it was very orchestrated, looked very orchestrated and intentional. I think, I hope not, but I think that was the ICE folks' response to the massive protest that happened on the 23rd. Because here's the thing, they have to try to flex because now not only did Minneapolis, but all of Minnesota, but the world saw the numbers come out on the 23rd in Minneapolis and all around Minnesota. And it had New York, there were people out everywhere. And to try to force people back in their homes and force us to be afraid, they had to orchestrate something. They had to implement something. And unfortunately, I believe that Alex Preddy's execution was it. I believe they took that opportunity to say, hey, we don't care what your numbers are. We've got the guns. We've got the guns. We've got the crazy loons and we've got the guns. That's why I continue to say we outnumber them. We outnumber them. And I'm quite sure all you Second Amendment folks out there that are being very quiet, we outgun them as well. So I would advise everybody right now in this moment, if you got stand your ground laws in your state, review them. Review them. Be well versed in the stand your ground laws. Second Amendment, be well versed in the Second Amendment. Self-defense laws for yourself, for your family members, for your state, review them. Know them. Do with that last bit of information what you will. But I'm telling you this for a reason. And what the hell is happening to these children? Where are they?